The delusion of Derrick James. Yeah, that's right. Derrick James has some things to say. And in this particular video, we're going to talk about a few other things as well. Salute to everybody. Hit that like button for your boy, man. This is getting really this is getting crazy, right? I mean, Derrick James, in my opinion, already seemed like he really didn't want to fight Terence Crawford, right? He didn't seem like he wanted no part of the fight. But guess what? His fighter wanted it. It's going to happen. Derrick James said some of the craziest, whatever, right? It's just ludicrous. And I see what he's trying to do, right? Your boy Bushido seen it coming from a mile away, right? It's part of the game. I seen it coming from a mile away. Derrick James says this. The way Derrick sees it, Crawford will have to fight Spence because he won't get a cheap win by running around the ring, letting a punch here and there, playing keep away all night. So you mean tell me Crawford was going to have to just sit there and bang with Errol Spence? Why? Because y'all, that's what y'all want. That's the only way you can win, bro. It's called a spade a spade. The reason why he's coming out talking like this, because he knows Crawford can do this. And he knows if Crawford does this, there's a chance that his fight won't be able to capitalize on anything that Crawford's going to be able to do. So this is his way of goading Crawford into a firefight. And Crawford may very well entertain the idea of a dogfight. He may entertain it in spots, right? He may play with it here and there, get the better of Spence, then go back to boxing. Derrick James trying to manipulate the situation. He don't have a plan to deal with Terence Bud Crawford. And then he says, that's not going to work. This isn't Omaha, Nebraska. If Crawford wants to win, he's going to need to stand in the pocket and brawl with Spence and try to out-tough him. Oh my God, bro. I don't even know if I feel like finished reading this shit. This sounds crazy. The best happened, whatever that says right there. I don't know. I got this clip from Facebook. I mean, I don't know what to do. If Crawford isn't cut out for it, he will be taken apart and stopped. So basically, he's trying to manipulate the fight into making it into a fight to where Spence could have the upper hand. Basically, this is like, I seen this like from a mile away, bro. This is hopefully Bomac and them don't feed into it. Hopefully Crawford don't feed into it. I don't think he will feed into it. I'm sure they probably seen it. If I seen it, I'm sure he's seen it, right? Hopefully. I mean, this is just Derrick James's way of, like, I don't really have a game plan to deal with Terence Crawford. I don't. There's not much he can do, right? And then he says, it would have been good if Crawford had fought a few killers before facing Spence, because that would have gotten him some badly needed experience to get him prepared for what he'll be dealing with. Ideally, Crawford should have fought these murder row of killers. What the hell? Did Derrick James say this? I hope he didn't say this for real. Because this sounds kind of like, nah, bro. I don't want to believe Derrick said this for real. I don't want to believe he said this for real, but I've seen a few other guys talking about it. Sounds ludicrous to me. So you expect Crawford to just stand there and brawl, right? I mean, that's the only way Spence can win this fight, man. He ain't gonna be able to deal with Crawford for real. And it would have been good if Crawford fought a few killers. Like what? Who? They fought the same guys. They fought a lot of the same dudes. And Crawford handled them. So what are we talking about? He stopped everybody he's fought. It don't matter what they was doing. Spence barely squeaking by over here. Right? He's barely squeaking by, bro. He's barely getting by. And for the people that like to say the Sean Porter fight and all that, right? Real quick, because dudes, I seen Boxer Ego talking his shit on Twitter, right? Boxer Ego was talking his shit. And, Sean Porter was a massive underdog going into that fight, bro. Huge underdog going into that fight, bro. Here go Ego. He said the Bud buddies keep telling me nobody ever did this to Sean Porter. Bud KO Porter in the last fight of his career. Okay, so who did this to Ugas? He's coming off a Pacquiao win, undefeated Mikey. Who did this to them? Well, first things first, bro. All three of these guys was standing right in front of Errol Spence Jr., all three of them. Mikey was a potato. Danny was a potato. Ugas was a punching bag. They all stood right in front of him, bro. They all stood right in front of him. So Errol Spence went to work. And this is why Derrick James, right? This is why Derrick James is trying to lure Terence Crawford into a dogfight. This is what he's trying to do. So, yeah, I mean, come on, Derrick, bro. What's the game plan, G? What's the game plan, G? What you gonna do? Because a few months ago, you didn't watch none of his fights. You didn't watch Crawford fight. You know, you was acting like you didn't want to fight. You didn't watch none of his fights, none of that stuff, right? So what are we even doing here, bro? But check this out, right? Rolando Romero, strange enough, got his opinion on the fight. And as we know, he hates Errol Spence for whatever reason. Maybe he's just trolling to potentially get a big payday someday, right? But whatever the case, Rolando Romero had this to say.
I have a feeling Crawford knows something that we don't know. I got a feeling. Yeah, Crawford knows something we don't know.
Okay.
And I'll tell you like this. I don't really like Crawford, but I can see something that Crawford has that will.
Okay.
I think he might fuck around, stop Spence. I have a.
Rollie said he thinks Crawford is gonna stop Spence. He sees something, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What do you guys think, man? I don't know, but whatever the case, Derrick James sounds pretty crazy. I hope he didn't really say this, right? I hope this is like some quote, but this does sound like something Derrick could say, right? He wants Crawford to stand in the middle of the ring, bro. Like you want, so you expect Crawford. So you said, oh, well, boxing ain't gonna work. So, you know, you may have to just stand in the middle of the ring and bang with Spence because, you know, that's what everybody else been doing with Spence, right? Come on, let's be real. This is what these dudes been doing. The Ugases, the Mikeys, I don't know about the Mikey situation, right? But the Dannys and the Ugases was standing right in front of this guy. And that's what Spence does his best work. So this is what Derrick James is trying to do. It's a manipulation tactic. Trying to manipulate the situation to try to Crawford has a huge ego. He's trying to test his ego to see if he's going to play into the fight that'll favor them the most. They still probably fuck around and lose, right? But it's their best shot. Because if Crawford decides to postal him, it's going to be an easy fight. Believe that. It'll be an easy night if Terence Bud Crawford pulls off a postal type fight. A Breedis Prescott type fight. Where he's just out here boxing you. Derrick James does not want that to happen. And if Terence Crawford, if you pay attention to his career in his big moments, the Breedis Prescott fight was a big moment. He hopped on that short notice fought dude. You know, just short notice, right? Higher weight class and everything. Dude was a much bigger guy than Bud. Bud outboxed the shit out of that guy, right? Another big fight, Victor Postal. He played the boxing game with him. You know what I'm saying? Crawford may very well play the boxing game with Spence. He played the boxing game with Ricky Burns. And Crawford's most critical moments, his most biggest moments in his career, right? He tend to play the boxing game. Even in the Gamboa fight until, you know, they start getting, you know, things got rough in the middle of the fight. But he played the boxing game. If Crawford pulls a postal on Spence, it's going to be an easy night. And we know he can do that. Right? We know he could just pull out the boxing skills out of nowhere on this dude. And this is what Derrick James don't want to happen. It don't matter if this dude's socking up these dudes' eyes. He got to be standing still for that to happen. A lot of those dudes don't even move their head for real. A lot of those dudes, Spence did that too. They don't move their heads for real. They don't have no real kind of like super elite defense. He sure didn't do it to Sean Porter, right? He didn't do it to Showtime Sean Porter, right? Crawford leads all welterweights in connect percentage. Opponents landed around. I'm not quite sure of how updated this is, but Terence Crawford's leading all the welterweights. Oh, well, he didn't fight nobody. I mean, but look, bro, look who he fought. What are we talking about? He fought some of the same guys Spence fought, minus Ugas and Danny Garcia and Mikey. But everything else is like the same. You matched all these dudes up, right? Who come out on top? Not Crawford and Spence, knock them out. Put all these dudes in the ring, who's going to win? We don't know. Put them at their best, too. Put them in and when they're at their best. Spence may not even fought the best version of Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia didn't do nothing at 147. I could just run circles around this shit. You know what I'm saying? Eugenio Ugas, punching bag, didn't do nothing, right? He could have won the fight, but he just sat there and like, oh shit, I wasn't supposed to do that. That's what it looked like, bro. Facts. Lamont Peterson out the door. So if you want to say Sean was out the door, you can want to say Lamont Peterson was out the door, right? Carlos Ocampos never even fought in America. Never even fought in America prior to fighting Errol Spence. Errol Spence beat the shit out of his. Come on, bro. Low blow dude, hit him in the body, got him up out of there, right? Mikey Garcia, lightweight, potato in the ring, didn't do nothing, right? Errol Spence couldn't even finish him. What leads you to believe he couldn't finish the damn sandwich? Couldn't even finish Mikey Garcia, right? Showtime Sean Porter, in shape street fighter. He wasn't supposed to stand a chance at all, right? Sean Porter wasn't supposed to stand a chance. I remember dudes saying this, he was that. Sean Porter didn't stand. Now, after Spence had a tough fight with him, Sean Porter showed everybody. We all knew Sean Porter was a dog, but these guys act like he just overnight just wasn't nothing, right? He ended up giving Errol Spence the fight of his life, right? The fight of his life. He won a split decision, right? A split decision against Showtime Sean Porter. An in-shape street fighter. Danny Garcia, as we know, great 140-pound fighter, right? Great. 147 ain't do much. Looked pretty good. Looked really good in this fight at 154 pounds against Jose Benavidez. However, at 147, where it count right now, he didn't do nothing. Now, all the fights where it mattered, he lost, right? Eugenio Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao. Respect to the humble warrior Ugas, right? But he let off the gas in that Spence fight. I'm gonna just go ahead and say he let up off the gas, bro. If that was Terence Crawford, Spence would have been landed. He would have been head first outside that ring, bro. Come on, man. So let's see here who Crawford got. And then a lot of these guys was beaten already too, right? A lot of these guys got beat. David Averigine, he was on the KO streak, running through guys prior to facing Terence Crawford. Beat Josh Kelly, the rising guy over there. He had some momentum going to the Crawford fight with none to lose. Crawford smoked him, right? Sean Porter, we saw what happened. And if you want to say that he was out the door or he didn't train hard, because that's what Kenny said. Well, Kenny said the same thing after the Spence fight. So blame Kenny Porter. He's terrible with that, right? Kell Brook, Crawford smoked Brook in 4 rounds, right? Smoked Brook in 4 rounds. Kell Brook said he was in the best shape of his life going to that fight with Terence Crawford with absolutely nothing to lose. Coming off some wins, right? When Errol Spence fought Kell Brook, he was coming off a loss. He had to squeeze back down. He himself said it wasn't him. He wasn't at his best. Come on, man. Like, bro, I do this shit in my sleep. Mean Machine, Olympian, right? Olympian, undefeated, had nothing to lose going to the fight. Some may say he got the gift against Ray Robinson, but a lot of people don't want to mention that Crawford had to fight this guy because he's just fucking mandatory. So he had to fight Mean Machine. It was a fight he had to do being a WBO champion, right? Point blank, period. That's one thing everybody like to leave out when they say Mean Machine. Say Mean Machine dropped him. Some say it don't count. Some say it do. And the record books, it says he's never been down before. Right? Terence Crawford never had no referee counting. 1, 2, 3. Never had that happen with him before. So it don't fucking count. Mean Machine put up a spirited performance. Terence Crawford had to beat the fight out of the guy. The guy had nothing to lose. Everything in the game going to one of the best fighters in the world. You must imagine a lot of these guys, when you go up in there with a guy like Errol Spence or a guy like Terence Crawford, they're going to come in there at their absolute best, especially coming in there with a guy like Terence Crawford. Because when they see Spence, they say things they see things, and I can see things and shit like that. But Crawford, man, they don't be seeing nothing like that. Bro. I mean, he was a mandatory. Amir Khan. I mean, it was a fight that guys like Keith Thurman said Crawford should take, right? Keith Thurman literally said that Crawford should fight somebody like Amir Khan, right? He literally said this. Crawford fights Amir Khan. Well, Amir Khan was nothing. Amir Khan tells everybody Terence Crawford is the best fighter I've ever been in the ring with. Amir Khan been in the ring with some of the best fighters in the world. Canelo Alvarez, right? Amir Khan. silver medalist, right? Did his thing in the sport, fought some of the best guys, didn't always win them, whatever. Jose Benavidez, they said he had one leg, right? They said he had one leg. You know, Benavidez put up a really good performance for a guy with one leg, being a bigger guy than Terence Crawford, but he still got stopped in the end, late in the fight. So, if you want to compare the resumes and all that foolishness, it is what it is. But look, Derrick James, bro, I hope you didn't really say this. Maybe this is like a paraphrase from somebody that's trying to, you know, one of these articles or something. But this does sound like something Derrick James is going to say. These guys know, even if this isn't Derrick James, these guys know that the best chance Errol Spence has if it's Terence Crawford stands right in the middle of the ring and slug it out with him. And even still, that may not go well for him, but that's his best shot. Like, subscribe, hot your boy. Peace out.